Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the stream. How is the audio now? Can you hear me? Yo, yo. Can you hear me? Yo, yo. Welcome everybody to the stream. I apologize for the issues I'm having with the audio, but I guess this is what I can do for the time being, and I would hate to miss this moves. Bitcoin today has gone down to 16,341. Let's make sense of this and expect and see what to expect in the next few hours, next coming days. At the moment, I was trying to catch this, but unfortunately started a bit late. We had the consumer sentiment report that came out negative, which is bad for the currency, which means the DXY should continue going lower. If we look at the DXY, the DXY would continue going lower with this consumer sentiment report. That's what should happen. Let's see if it will play out. We went very much lower at the DXY. The dollar index I expected to come down to the 106.358, where we could expect a possible bounce. Otherwise, we're coming down to the 105 region and the 103 region. Next support would be at 105.007. Yeah. Now let's go back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin and Solana and Ethereum. We'll be taking a look at all those and some other altcoins of your choice. If you want to see anything, just post it in the chart. Now if you look at Bitcoin on the 1 hourly chart, we had a big spike down. This could have been a liquidation spike. This spike happened well, not just, but we had this spike 15 minutes before the consumer sentiment report, and now the market is trying to make sense of it, and possibly we would get a reaction to the upside. Well, let's see how it happens, how it goes. Possible move up is good, but as you see that we pushed down after the move up. So Bitcoin essentially now hasn't made a lower low, but we broke yesterday's low, and we broke the trend. The trend was moving up, but at the moment on the 1 hourly time frame, we came into the vector candle zone that we talked about, and next vector zone is down here at around 15,911. So it's very possible for Bitcoin to come even lower. It's true we had a pullback, but after every move down, you need a move up. That's how the waves move. Now, if I hide everything over here, at least at the moment for me, for Solana, it's gone in my favor. It was in my favor, and most probably now I got stopped out, but and not much of a loss because I was able to move my stops and see if it will go my way. Solana went down to $14, so that was very good. At the moment I'm out of a Solana trade, but I'll be hunting for another one. Now let's look at the EMAs. The dollar index looks like it has more downside to go, so I won't exploit shorting Solana. We could exploit going long. We had a small bounce off the 0.5 fib. I took a fib retracement if you saw that. We bounced off the 0.5 fib exactly. We could be curling down. You could take this as a retrace. After a breakdown, a retrace to the 50, a hard rejection, you can see that wick, and possibly a continuation down. So if you want to take a long, or I mean a short, it is possible that it could work out in your favor. But my honest opinion is that Solana at the moment is possibly preparing to go to the upside. Why is that? Because not just Solana, the whole market. I'll show you something. We have the DXY dumping. Well, maybe the DXY is curling up, but in my opinion, we had this big pump up and we got rejected. Thanks for liking the stream, whoever is in the stream. I really appreciate it, and thanks for your patience. I had issues with my audio and now I've fixed it. And now I think I'm going to look at the charts and possibly take a live trade if things are going my way. The Dow Jones, let's look at the Dow Jones, then we'll look at the SPY. The Dow Jones, okay, we have a stopping volume candle that tells you that we might be rotating to the upside. That's on the 1 hour time frame. I think we are below the 50 on the 15-minute, but we're holding there. You see these candles? They haven't gone anywhere. These are like stopping volume candles. They're telling you that they're trying to hold it. But anything can happen. So let's look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq 15-minute. It's leading. It's above the 50 EMA. The S&P. The S&P opened green today. Yeah, I think if the S&P gets to 401 on the daily, that will be the 200 EMA, this zone right here, and I would expect a good rejection over there for the S&P at around 401, and if the S&P rejects there, then I expect the market to rotate to the downside. Let's look at Bitcoin again. Get on the 4-hourly or on the hourly. Bitcoin gave us another entry today. I mean, if you were, let's see, how low did we go today? We went as low as 16,343, forming a higher low. We could, even if this is bearish, we could still do this. Even if this macro is going to be bearish and we're going down, we could still be going up for a correction. This could be my A wave all the way here, and my B wave came all the way here in a B, C for the B wave, and my C wave could go up to the 1.618, 20,725. It could go that high in a 5-wave structure. It will look like an impulse, but it will be a correction in a 5-wave as an ABC. Once that is finished, then this move down will need something almost as equal to it. So if I say we have a trend-based flip from here to this low, and then 20.725, my 1-to-1 will bring me down to 14,696. It is a possibility. That is for Bitcoin. After the spike down, though it's a weak volume up, but that's maybe to be expected. The dollar index, what is the dollar doing? After the consumer sentiment bad report, I think the dollar will continue lower for this week. I mean, for closing this week, will close very, very red for the dollar. Let's look at that candle. Wow. I mean, if it was currency or something, I would tell you we have much more downside to go. It looks like it. But we are very much extended on the dollar. If we look at the Bollinger Bands, we are very extended to the downside. I mean, one day, second day, I was expecting a bounce today, but we didn't get a bounce. Bitcoin, on the other hand, on the Bollinger Bands, we see we had one extended day, we popped back up, and now we're having a red day, which can change within hours. Let's see what Bitcoin does. The hourly candle looks like a stopping bar candle. Oh, sorry, I've been talking all this time and it's a black screen. Thanks, man. Thanks. Oh, man. How is the audio? Can you hear me? Sorry about that. Some technicalities today. Jester, am I loud and clear? Loud and clear. All right, we'll get into it. Okay, so we had this dump today. I was hoping to stream just before the consumer sentiment report to catch any moves. The consumer sentiment report came out negative, but I'm looking at one of two possibilities. Now that the consumer sentiment report is bad for the currency. It came out less than forecasted, and that's bad for the currency, and that means Bitcoins. And yeah, sure, I'll look at access. No worries. But yeah, it looks like since it came out bad, the US consumer sentiment came out negative. That means the dollar should be dumping. So if the dollar is going to be dumping, everything else would be pumping, Jester. Everything could be pumping very soon. The dollar on the 15-minute in the Bollinger Band, we're still in the bottom of the band. We are below the 50 EMA, so that's also bad. Let's look at access. I'll take a look at access. Access USDT. On Binance. Alright, let's look. If you shorted it, well, what price level were you shorting from? How high was it? If it was right over here, then that's a good short. But if you're shorting now at the lows, there's chance of a reversal from the market. Hey, Mr. Nobody. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Yeah, it depends where you shorted. But I'll take a look and tell you where do I think it can go. Earlier I was saying that I took a look at Solana, but the screen was apparently black and I was talking in a black screen, and earlier my audio wasn't working. So I'll just get into it again. Now if I look at this is access on the 15-minute. Let's go on the hourly. Access did this when Bitcoin went down to 15k at 6.9. okay, and then access did this later on. We made a lower low. It's not looking like Bitcoin. I'll show you something. Bitcoin, actually they did the same thing. Okay, back to access. You did it at 6.9. So actually the price is reversing to your entry. I hope you have a stop loss because the dollar index doesn't look in your favor. It looks like the dollar is going to be dumping, so everything might have a slight pullback up. Now let's take a fib retracement and look where access could go. Access came very close to the 0.618. That's a good reversal zone. You could see we wicked the 0.5. So essentially access came to the 0.5 fib and got support. See over there? And it's trying to reverse. Now let's look at a higher time frame for access. This impulse down looks like we had a 1, possibly 2, and this is our third wave down. Our third wave down can go as low as this. So if I take a 1, and a 2, let's see how high did the wave 2. The problem with all these charts, that a lot of them were influenced by events, so the Elliott wave count is a bit not looking so good. But this is the wave 3 projection. My wave 3 projection, it went perfect. 1.618. Very good point, man. Very nice trade. Are you letting the rest roll to see how low can it go? Now looking at that, we got to the 1.618, which is a good zone for wave 3. And if that's the case and wave 3 is over, I can tell you where wave 4 can go. Wave 4 can go, if my Elliott wave count is right, wave 4 can go as high as the $8 zone. That would be 0.5. That will be ideal for wave 4 to reverse from. So now you see we had a 3 wave up. We may have a 3 wave down and it's done. This is on the 4 hourly. Let's look at the 1 hourly. So we had a somewhat of a 3 wave up and we're having a pullback down. And now shortly, maybe a bit lower, then we'll have a 3 wave up, bringing us to the 0.5 at the $8. That would be a good zone to maybe enter a short, in my opinion. Now I want to go back to one more thing. After we finish that wave 4, I'll give you a target of a possible wave 5. How low can it go? I might be wrong. These are just projections, no guarantees. So this was my 1, and my 1 was this short, and the high of wave 4 should take me to about $8. The 1-to-1 can bring me down to 6.5. We hit that. I would expect at least a 5.5 if my projection is right. 5.5 for Atom if we're not going to reverse. But as I told you, the dollar is dumping. That means things might look a bit more to the upside, and when the markets close today, no influence of the traditionals, no influence of the dollar, we might have a further rally. $50 EMA on the 5 minute, you will close your short. You should have caught the 12.9 rejection, 12.39. Now I wasn't looking at this coin, but yeah, 12.39 rejection. Where was that? Over here. Yeah, possibly here. This way. 12.67. The EMAs on the 1 hour, this is on the 4 hour, we are below the 50. Let's look at the 15 minute. Are we reclaiming the 50? I think we're above it. We are below it, so everything is below the 50 EMA, which may mean that there is a bit more downside. But looking at the dollar lately, things haven't been making sense. Okay, the dollar on the 15 minute is trying to pick up momentum to the upside, so if the dollar comes up, things will get a further pull to the downside. I tried to enter another Solana trade today, but it failed. I mean, I entered for Atom. Okay, man. All right, Solana, I entered a trade, but I got stopped out. Luckily, Solana went down. It gave me a chance to exit my trade. So I got stopped out in a small loss. That's all right. That's why you have stop losses. I got stopped out at 16.5. Now I'll wait for Solana to go up, possibly a rejection at the 50. What do I expect from this move down today? Where can I see a rejection for Solana if I want to trade it? Let's go from the high over here to the low. The golden pocket zone is at 17,500. That's for Bitcoin. Solana, sorry. Solana, golden pocket for Solana. For this move, Solana can go up to, the golden pocket is at 16,794. We got rejected there and we're wicking above it. We're trying to get above. Sorry guys, got interrupted. Solana looks like it's rotating to the downside. We could be coming down to reclaim these vector candles over here, and if we do that, then this is telling you the move has failed. I mean, looking at it, we were expecting to go higher, but we can see we double topped and we broke the neckline essentially for this M pattern. Just looking at simple TA, these patterns do play out. Shorter leg to the neckline and bring it down here. We almost completed the measured move of this neckline, so it's possible that it's done. But if we wanted to move higher, we should have at least reclaimed this level. You see, we struggled over here, 18.343. Yeah, maybe I should have stayed away from it, or I should have entered again at a higher point. But yeah, I wanted to enter higher, but I didn't re-enter. I entered today, but I entered in a small position with a stop loss, so it was all right for today. Ethereum, on the other hand, Ethereum was struggling here today at the 1,276. As you can see, we double topped, triple topped actually. If you look at this, it looks like I can't say it's a head and shoulder because one shoulder is higher, but some sort of triple top, and we can measure the move from the top over here to the bottom. We could go down here because the neckline would be somewhere around here. Well, it's not perfect, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. We broke the neckline, we bounced off, we triggered so many buy orders possibly with this move down. We could be going down here, but I'm sure this move down, a lot of buyers came in because it's like they got a second chance to redeem themselves and got a second chance to enter at the lows. It's an accumulation zone. Anything here is good if someone's accumulating. 17.5 for Bitcoin is a golden pocket from this move down. So if we even get there again, this will be a good selling zone. So if we take it from here, 0.786. Okay, I want to see where did we get rejected from. So previous swing low for Bitcoin to this swing high to swing low, 0.5 fib, which is ideal for a wave 4. So I said this was my 3 yesterday. I was telling you this is my third wave completed over here. We came to the 4, 0.5 fib. So if we're going to go down in a fifth wave, okay, so I said this was my wave 3 and this was my wave 4. So let's count it from the top again. So length of wave 1 from up here to down here, and the peak of wave 4. Where could wave 5 go? 1 to 1 is at 15,958, and that will give us a higher low, a truncated fifth, or Even the 1.618 again at the 14,500 range. Mr. Nobody says Sol got rejected 16.54 and I entered a short and sad it became from there and I got slapped. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, these small coins, small cap, they're very volatile, unexpected. So when you want to enter a trade, in my opinion, when I enter a trade, I will try to look for confluences. As I was showing yesterday, I gave you 3 confluences and some coins. Hey Jason, welcome back. I gave you 3 confluences and some coins. So now let's look at Solana and try to find a confluence for a higher probable trade. On the 1 hourly, we had this level of resistance, horizontal resistance, along with the 50 EMA again. That was a confluence, but you see we're still trying to cling on and hold on. We have the support, we bounced off it, but I think we still have one more leg down. I don't believe we're done. I believe we still have one more leg down. That leg down, if we have one more leg down, at least to the $4 range. It looks crazy. Could it happen? Because that's the target for a 5th wave. Unless we form a truncated 5th, like on Bitcoin, a shorter 5th which doesn't break the 3rd, then you can see what can happen. I'll show you what can happen. So if this comes down, and say like Bitcoin, we have a truncated 5th, but only comes to the 0.618 at $9 to $10 range. Lower high and lower low on the 30 minutes. Lower high and lower low on the 30 minutes. Well, we are forming a lower high and a lower low, and that, thanks for pointing that out. That is a falling wedge, falling broadening wedge, which is bullish. Essentially what you could have here, thanks for pointing it out, Jason, what you could have here is maybe if you go up, you get rejected, but eventually it's essentially a pattern that usually breaks to the upside, and the measured move would be the widest part of this. So if say we go up now in one candle and we're going to break out, the measured move for this could take Solana to the 23 range, I think, which is a resistance, 22. So yeah, 30-minute chart shows a falling wedge. 1 hour chart shows a double top, or like a triple top. A big W, Justice said. What did Justice say? Mr. Nobody said, who said a double bottom? A big W, Mr. Nobody. Let's look at our big W. I can't see a big W on the daily. We could be forming on the 4 hourly. You might be right. We come down. Now let me tell you what happens if Solana comes down but doesn't break the low. The thing is, with the move yesterday, I wasn't very convinced because we were having volume divergence. Volume was lower, getting lower as we moved up. So if Solana comes down and we form a lower high, this was our 3rd wave. In my opinion, this was our 3rd wave. So if Solana comes and forms a higher low, but the RSI comes down and forms a lower low, we'll have hidden bullish divergence to continue up. But usually between a 3rd wave, which we had the other day, the low that we had, and a 5th wave, when it completes, you will have bullish divergence, not hidden bullish divergence. So essentially you would have lower low in price action and higher lows on the RSI. So I still believe we have one more low. Bitcoin, Solana have one more low. Yeah, it looks like it's making a big W, Mr. Nobody. On the 4 hourly, looks like could be forming a massive W. If we come down, hit again. In addition to the 0.5 fib level that we bounced off on Solana, it is a value area low for the volume profile range. Now let's look at the volume profile range for this range on its own to make more sense of where are we in the range. We are below the POC of this fixed volume profile range. So we're getting resistance on the POC on the 4 hourly. No, unfortunately, I don't have a Discord, Mr. Nobody. I want to build my community, let it grow. Once I have enough of a number, then I think it will be good to have a Discord. Yeah, you're right, Jason. That's Mr. Nobody said it's making a big W. So I think on the 4 hourly, it will complete a big W, possibly with a lower low, forming, as I said, bullish divergence, and then would reverse up. I would love to enter a short on Solana. It's looking juicy for me. I have my POC. Let's pull it again on this time frame. On the 15 minute, I'm exactly below my POC, getting rejected. POC is at 16,572. Of another fixed volume range, my POC is there. My 50 EMA is right above me. I'm getting more and more confluence to say, okay, I think we have a leg down. 4 hourly looks like it's rolling over and wanting to form a double bottom. I have just fired another short on Solana. Not a big position. I'll keep my stop loss. Let me see, 16,755, 16.75. I think I'll take that loss. I'm taking that stop loss at 16.75, just above this wick, actually within this wick. I would love to put it above this wick, but it would be so risky. I have a vector candle zone at immediate sight, so maybe we come down, recover it, and make some profits. Great, Justice Salvia. Good call. Good call. 4% profit. I mean, it's better than taking a loss. My TA might be wrong. You might go lower, but who knows? Can you say for sure that it will go lower? The market's uncertain. The weekends are crazy. So I wouldn't be surprised on the weekend if we see 20K again on Bitcoin. And we're right where we were and we start consolidating there, crabbing around for another month or two. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Double bottom. It actually helps you build the community. Okay, Mr. Nobody, I will consider that. But if I do, would you be the first one joining in? I have a link of Instagram. If any of you use Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram. I do TA on YouTube and I post some charts on Instagram whenever. I will consider building a Discord, starting a Discord. It should be fairly easy, and try to see if I can have some mods or something. Any tokens, anything you guys want to check out? Can you check weekly time frame for BTC? Yeah, I would love to. All right, Mr. Nobody. I will try and create a Discord, and yeah, we'll be publishing like other YouTubers on Discord. We'll have a place where we have new content. Bullish divergence on the weekly. Let's go ahead. So this is Bitcoin futures on Binance. You can't confirm your bullish divergence until the weekly closes and confirms it. So that would be Sunday night, I believe. The weekly candle closes on Sunday night. At the moment, we have bullish divergence, not confirmed yet. We have a low over here and a low. It depends how the candle closes, and I'll explain in a minute. I don't take them from the wicks because the RSI just follows candle bodies. And another trick I use if I want to see divergences, I would use a line chart. It's easier to see the divergences because the line chart also follows the bodies of the candle. Now let's look at this without the lines. Let's take this out. So you see at the moment we have a divergence, a bullish divergence. The only way to erase this divergence is if we close let's see, let's go back to the candle chart. The bullish divergences will get invalidated essentially if the RSI obviously breaks this low. We come lower, that means we have a bigger sell-off, and the RSI sell-off maybe to 14k, and the RSI breaks below, then we don't have a bullish divergence anymore. All right, Mr. Nobody, we need to talk about this. I will start a Discord and maybe I'll start building it from there, hopefully. All right, so the bullish divergence is there, Jester, but was it Jester who said it? Bullish divergence. Yeah, Jester. BTC pattern looks like a bullish divergence, lower highs and lower lows. Yeah, you're right, but the only way that gets, you need to look at that, and you need to know that at the moment we are in a hidden bearish divergence on the weekly. The macro trend is down and we have a hidden bearish divergence, a continuation. So that hidden bearish divergence was confirmed last week, and this week we're confirming it down. We might have a hidden bullish divergence, and then this becomes 3, and we have our fifth wave down completed from my count, and that's it. But looking at it on the weekly, we also have a falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern and breaks out to the upside most of the time. The RSI on the weekly, well, essentially the RSI looked like this previously. We could say last week or something it looked like this. We've broken down. We might come up and retest, and that will give you the pump up. Let's look at the RSI on the daily. RSI on the daily broke out and had a retest, I believe. Let's look at the daily RSI and put some trend lines. We had a trend line over here. If we say we had it from here, from the June lows, and we had a trend line. There you go. You can see the RSI tried to break up to the upside, but we got rejected. This is on the daily. This is not good for Bitcoin. On the daily, we're still in the bearish territory for RSI. We need to get above, to push up above probably 50 or 60 and come back, hold 40 to 80. That is a good range to keep. That is a good range to keep. The SPY, remember today is the end of the week. They're running for profits. Big organizations are running for profits. So what was the last move we had? We had a pump, then we had a dump, then a pump. They might want to reclaim that pump. Have they done already? They haven't done it on the SPY yet. As you can see, this is on the hourly. We opened green today. I mean, this was yesterday. So we might come down on the SPY to reclaim and fill the gap. We have a gap over here on the SPY. So maybe before the end of the day we might come, but I don't think so the SPY will make such a big move. That was a freak move when we did it the other day, when the SPY went up. I think it was yesterday when the SPY went up so high. It was insane. I was surprised that the SPY and Nasdaq, all of them did that. The Nasdaq has this insufficiency. The Nasdaq likes to go back to its vectors, in my opinion. We will come back to this, and I think sooner than later. The Dow Jones on the daily, we got rejected at this order block over here, and we have this big candle. I think this wasn't a normal move up, and I think it will be reclaimed very soon. And I think Bitcoin might continue down for the day. My Solana trade so far is in the negative, but I got my stops. Let's see. I know that we have a POC, we have the 50 EMA, we are below, we are testing the point of control over here. We have the 50 EMA, and on the contrary, I have the DXY dumping, so that tells me I do have some more upside. Nothing indicating we're curling up on the DXY. I mean, the EMAs are totally to the downside, even on the 5 minute, even on the 1 minute. I did not even reclaim the 50 EMA on the 1 minute. Nothing bullish on the DXY. That means it's bullish for the market. There we go. We are continuing down. All right, guys. I'll have to keep it short today. Thanks for joining the stream. It was amazing. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you taking the time. Though I had some technicalities, had to disconnect and reconnect several times, and you still joined again. My stop for Solana is in that wick. I'll show you. I wanted to put it above the wick, but I'm not ready to take that much of a loss because I'm not very confident on this trade. I wanted it above this wick. That will be essentially a good, actually, looking at this, the high was at 16.734. I'm looking at the wrong chart. That's Solana BUSD. I'm trading Solana USDT. This wick is at 16.780. My stop is at 16.755. So just within that wick. That is my stop loss. Just be aware we're above a value area high. We're bouncing off it. So we're between support and resistance. We have this spot here which would be resistance, and 50 EMA. We retraced to it. You could see the wick retraced, rejection of the 50 EMA, and we're going lower. I'll show you another strategy that I use for entering into trades. It helps beginners. It helped me start trading. You could use it in any time frame. You could even use it on the 4-hourly chart. So there you go. This is the EMAs. I have the 8 EMA, 13 and 21, and the 55 and the 200. So when these 8 and 13 and 21 cross the 55, the next candle that opens and closes below the 55 EMA is my sell signal. Using it on higher time frames is much better. On lower time frames you will get an entry, but it will be a false signal. So the next candle after the cross, here was a cross, actually here was a cross. This next candle opened and closed below the 50 EMA. That is your sell signal, but it pushed up because it's a lower time frame. If you go on the higher time frames, you'll get higher probable entries. Now here, this candle was when these 3 EMAs crossed the 55. This next candle opened and closed below the 8 and 13 and 21. It had to open and close below them. This candle was your sell signal. You did get a buy, a spike up. You could have gotten stopped out, but you see the continuation lower on 4-hourly chart. It doesn't work good, I'll tell you. On a sideways market you'll get a lot of false indications. So over here when Bitcoin is crabbing around, you get a lot of false indication. But when it's trending, you really get a good signal. When it's trending, you get some good signals. I'll show you. Let's go back here. Let's go back in time when the moon boys were up here. Over here we were sort of crabbing. Look at this sell signal we got. Over here you would get stopped out, or maybe you would be able to take some trades, but I doubt. But over here you got your signal at around, when it closed, say it was, the low was at around 58, so you could have shorted it from 58 and you would get a long signal here again. You could have still hold on to your short, and you see it, sometimes it plays out. So it's just extra ammunition in your arsenal, if you may say. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Jester, for tuning in. Jester, all right, good night, man. I'll send you a request once I set up the More Trades Discord. I have another Discord account, but I want to make one for More Trades. I'll take down Live to Give. Live to Give. Live to Give. Okay. Live to Give. $5173. All right, Mr. Nobody, thanks. I have that. Once I start it, I'll notify you. All right, guys, that's it for now. Have a good day. Be careful on the weekend. Trading is crazy. More trades, I'm out.